I am honored and humbled to stand before you today as Georgia's and our country's newest United States Senator. As the 100th Senator, I have spent the least time in Washington, but as the least senior Senator, I am also the most recently attached to the private sector, where the vast majority of Americans live and work. I am intensely aware of the needs and the expectations that Americans hold for us. Just 2 months ago, I left nearly a 3-decade business career to serve the great people of Georgia and our nation. But being here in this respected, historic chamber is a very long way from where I started. I was born and raised as the 4th generation of corn and soybean farmers, and I grew up working in our fields and with our cattle in the feedlot. I waitressed and sold watches and shoes to put myself through school, and then I moved around the country to pursue my dream of a business career. I've been a job seeker and a job creator. I haven't spent my life trying to get to Washington, but I worked hard to stand where I am today. I have lived the American dream, and each day I remember where I came from, and I am proud of my beginnings. While I'm an outsider to politics, I'm not new to getting results. I came here to get things done for the people of Georgia. So why does all of this matter today? In this historic moment, right now, just 2 days from my vote to acquit President Trump? Because for months, and sadly years for many, members of Congress who are meant to serve the American people have been tied up in a political game. There is much to regret here. The House's false urgency to push through deficient articles only to ask for more time, more evidence, more testimony, the deception of the House managers who are more focused on political power than they are on pursuing the facts, the media who ran with the narrative Democrats planted with selective, unlawful leaks. For the last 132 days, Congress has been neglecting the American people. I came here to get things done for Georgians, but for the last 2 weeks we've been stuck in the Senate chamber working on something that most Americans have little interest in. As my notebook filled up, I thought to myself, how did this case even make it to the Senate? When I've been around the state, it's very clear this is not what people at home care about. Georgians aren't losing sleep over a call the president made or questioning his constitutional right to conduct foreign policy. They're concerned with taking care of their families, their jobs, their freedom to achieve the American dream, and live the lives they imagine. I think of young kids, whether in the inner city or on a farm or in the suburbs. What example are we setting in Washington? Why should employers feel that Washington cares about job creation when there's a neglect of the engine that makes America strong? Why are we here? We are public servants charged with protecting the Constitution and our country, and I hope in the process bettering the lives of all Americans. Despite this monumental distraction, this administration has worked tirelessly to move our country forward. Last week, the President signed into law the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, and sadly, this sat on the desk of Speaker Pelosi for 1 year, denying American farmers and workers untold economic opportunities. Last month, the administration completed a Phase 1 deal with China, now holding China accountable for unfair trade practices and adding to our thriving economy. And for 3 years as Democrats focused on taking down a duly elected president, President Trump's pro-growth policies have given us a booming economy. These policies have resulted in record employment, 7 million new jobs, a blue-collar boom that is lifting up hardworking Americans. This administration charges on, but it needs Congress's support if America is to move on with the American dream for all. With that in mind, I say enough. Let's put our trust in the American people. They are the ones who should make the judgment about the president, and they will do that in 9 months. Let's not be so arrogant as to take that decision away from the American people. Instead, Let's focus all of our energies on improving their lives. Impeachment does not do that. It's time to move on. I yield the floor.